Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. I appreciate that if you saw the last episode, I left it on a bit of a cliffhanger with the very expensive BMW i5 M60 that had just been delivered. I'm now in my car. You might even expect me to be in that car. I promise it will feature more on this vlog over the next few episodes because I do have it for a week. The reason I'm not in it though, I've left it at home, is because, and by the way, it's a ridiculous car. Nuts in so many ways, but again I'll come on to that later. But the reason I'm in my M2 today is because I need to go and get it valued by BMW. I promise this isn't turning into a car channel. I promise that's the case, because I assume that not all of you who watch this are into cars as much as I am, but I am into cars quite a bit, and it's inevitable I'm going to talk about them quite a bit. But the reason that I'm taking this to BMW today is because I need to get it valued, and I need to get something else, get something new. Not new probably, but yeah, it's time to move on. I've had this car for 3 years now. It's an M2, it's 2018, it's done 11,000 miles just over, so it's pretty much brand new, to be honest. But it is getting to that age now where I'm thinking I need to move on to something else. I'm going to miss it dearly. I genuinely really miss it. But the time comes, and if you're into your cars, you'll know what it's like. You have to make a tough decision at some point. This is ridiculous. But yeah, you'll get it. If you're a petrol head like me, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But the problem is I've got no idea what this is worth. I've still got a year left on the finance. So I have no idea if there's any equity in it at all, or if I'm in negative equity, or etc, etc. But the only kind of glimmer of hope that I have with this is that, and this was completely by chance, I had a call from BMW this week to say, hey, we've got this sales event this weekend. It's invite only, and we'd love to have you over, obviously, just to see what we can do. I said, well, that's quite fortuitous timing because I'm thinking about changing, just thinking about it, playing it cool. And I've booked in a time slot with them, so I will play it cool, I promise, because I know what these sales events are all about. They basically try and get you in on the promise of it being a special event and lots of discounts and stuff, and then just try and sell you a car, obviously. But I'm hoping that, given that this is a sales event and it's invite only, there may be some deals to be had, who knows. So I will take you on that journey today, but first I am going to the studio because I've got some work to do. I don't think I've explained that it's Saturday today, so it's a weekend where I am working again. Not all day, obviously, because I'm going to the gym and then BMW, so that's not exactly work, is it? But yeah, there is an amount of work that needs doing today. One of those things is filming the next module of the Academy, of the Creator Academy, which this time I'm involving Niall in. So Niall, I know you edit this, and I talk about him all the time, guys, so you know who he is. You've not seen him yet, but if you are a member of the Creator Academy, you'll see him because he's going to talk about stats and stuff in this one, because he does a lot of work on that stuff for the reviews channel. So I've roped him in basically to do that. But I do still need to do part of that module myself. So I think, given how busy it is next week, and next week is, well, the next few weeks are ridiculous, I need to do it. Ooh, my ring needs charging. What a weird world we live in. Yeah, I think I owe it to myself, my future self, to do that. I often think this. I think if I do this thing now, will my future self either say thank you or be like, what an idiot? And I think if I do this filming now, my future self will be like, cheers, mate, thank you. So let's do that first and then see where we are then. Okay, that went well. So I've just filmed that, well, my bit for this module, which needs to be put into the computer. It does need editing, but I can do that tomorrow morning. I'm not going to rush to do it today. And equally, Niall has to do his bit, so it's over to him to get his bit done. I love involving him in this. I'm not just saying this because I know he watches these, because he edits these, but having someone else involved in the content is a new thing for me, and it's amazing. I was basically sitting there last night thinking, okay, I've got to do the next module for the academy. It's quite a big one because it's metrics related. And then I thought, okay, I want to show members of the academy this spreadsheet that Niall has built internally. But I don't put it together. I had this sort of dawning realization that I'm not the one who puts the numbers into it. Niall puts the numbers into it. Why doesn't Niall show them? And bless him, he was more than up for it. So, yeah, what an amazing... It's a bit of a privilege, but this is what happens when you start building a team. So it's all coming together very nicely. Time check, it is 11:39 a.m, obviously a.m. And yeah, get this into the computer, head to the gym, do a workout, and then go to BMW. I've just realised I left my trainers at home, which means I've only got flip-flops to wear after the gym, which I don't think is appropriate footwear for car shopping. I can't quite imagine walking into BMW with flip-flops on and saying, "Hello, I'd like to look at some new cars, please." That does mean I've got to go back and get my trainers now, and then go to the gym, and then go to BMW, so never mind. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next update, which will hopefully be more interesting. Gym done, lunch done. Now it's time to go to BMW. I'm a bit nervous about this because I've got no idea what's going to happen in terms of basically it all hinges on the value of this car and the outstanding finance, basically, in terms of what I do next. And it's not a big deal. This is a first world problem. Obviously, it's not life or death. If I can't do anything with it now, I won't. But I kind of want to, and given the age of the car and that sort of stuff. But it all hinges on the finance, as always. Also, flip-flop update. I went to get my trainers and then got to the gym and realised that I didn't have socks. So I am wearing flip-flops. I'm partly tempted to go and... No, I won't. Do I go and get changed? I'll make a decision in a second. No, I'm going in I'm doing it in flip-flops. Okay, we're here. This is BMW Sytner Coventry, if you care. Which appears to be a bit of a building site at the minute. Nice. Anyway, I'm not going to film this bit because I'm going to go in and talk to someone in flip-flops. And we'll catch up in a second. What an absolute bargain.
So the base will be the same as that, and slightly different. So that's a little hard on the lips. Sunroof.
Some very nice, very expensive motors everywhere. Although I've got a very nice, expensive motor on the drive at the moment. It's just not mine. So this is another i5 M60. This is the one that I've got at home at the minute, but this is a matte paint version. Not sure about matte paint. It feels like it would be a nightmare to clean and very easy to make look worse. Okay, so he's done the appraisal, he's walked around the car, and he's now gone off to get a proper valuation from his manager along with a settlement figure for the finance. I felt quite sad then when he was walking around it because, like he said, it's mint, and it's such a lovely car. I'm really dark in this, sorry, excuse the lighting, can't really do much about that in here. Yeah, like he was saying, they don't get many of these M2s into this dealership, which is good news, but they're quite sought after. And because this one is basically brand new and has such low mileage, fingers crossed that should bode well for me. But we'll see. So he's gone off to speak to his manager. I'll just sit here nervously drinking this coffee. Okay. The flip-flops didn't matter. Obviously, why would they? Hang on, let me get in the car. So, the long and short of it is, the valuation isn't bad. I won't go into the numbers because, well, it doesn't really matter. I don't want to share that publicly, I don't think, but the valuation they've given, I think, is fairly good. It's been bumped up a bit because they've got this kind of sales event on, and I'm in slight negative equity, but not by much, which is reassuring. Actually, I kind of thought that would be the case. So now I've got some thinking to do. Where to go next? That guy, very nice. He wasn't pushy. He was a good car salesman. I've dealt with some fairly bad car salesmen. They are always men as well. I was thinking this earlier. It's odd. It's just always men that work in car showrooms on sales. Why is that? In my experience, I don't get it at all. Anyway, he was a very nice guy, not pushy. And I did the whole cagey thing in terms of I'm not sure what to do next and yada yada yada. I did ask, could you just close that gap, that negative equity gap? He said, I've asked my manager already. He said no. I don't believe that. Well, I do believe that, but I don't believe they can't move on that. So I need to do some research tonight, some car research, which is going to be a nice change from working, I suppose. And although I wouldn't be working on a Saturday night, but you know what I mean. It's going to be nice to do that. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I think it's boiling in here. Let me turn the aircon on. And also shut that door because people are walking past, and this looks weird, doesn't it? It never doesn't look weird. Someone talking to themselves to a camera. I think, guys, I'm going to sign off this vlog here. I have no idea how long it's been. I think this has been a shorter one, but it doesn't matter, does it? Who cares? Anyway, next up, what's happening next? Sunday tomorrow, obviously, and then it's a very, very busy week, a very exciting week, spending some time in that very expensive i5 M60 BMW, which I'm looking forward to. We've got some exciting plans with it, so I will definitely capture as much of that as I can on this vlog. As always, guys, if you've got this far, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give me a cheeky, it's not cheeky, but just give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and tell your mates, as always. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.